we are. It's not the best light to do red beers inside this house. But that's the RedX 100% ale. And that's the Hog type clone beer. They've gone a little bit flat while I was mucking around with the camera trying to get it to work. Not flat, but the head's just dropped a tiny bit. But anyway, that's a really good beer. Even all that muck around I had on Brew Day, the Brew Day from Hell beer, it's actually very, very nice. The only ever slight issue I had with it, and it's not here at the moment. It's getting a bit on now, I suppose. But was I thought I'd used a touch too much Simcoe in the dry hop. Maybe the steep. I think it was 40 grams of Citra and 40 grams of Simcoe. And so every now and then I'd have it, and sometimes you'd get that cat pee thing that you get from Simcoe sometimes. It's not there now. I couldn't get it in the competition, unfortunately. If I show you the dates, I had just over 2 weeks to get it into the competition, I thought. But the cut-off date was actually a week earlier than the competition was. So even though I had it there ready to enter, it was too late and they wouldn't let me enter it in the competition, unfortunately. But I did take it to Beechworth when we went there for the hop festivals and pass it on to one of my friends, Cam, and he liked it so much that his next batch of beer I think he's going to brew it. So it is really a nice beer. I will get the recipe up on Cellar Dwellers, because it's a nice beer if you want an IPA in the style of the old-fashioned feral hop hog. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Get this video over quick. It is red. You can see that the nice colour shining through there. Now, as I had the troubles with the step mash, and that was a timing thing. I didn't factor in the step times, and I guess it was that first step between the low 51 up to 64, 65, and it just took too long. And then I didn't wait, and then I raised it up to the 72 for the second last step, and then up to mash out. So I didn't get the attenuation which the step mash should have provided. So next time I will help the step mash along, especially that major one, that first one, that 10 degree Celsius step mash. I will help it along with just a litre of boiling water or very hot water, and that'll just help it along a little bit to get it up to that step first. Or I could just, and I'll do that, and I'll make sure that it gets to the 60, the 50, 65 one, and sit it there for the required time, start the timer there. But besides that, you'd think it would be a bit sweet. I think it finished at about 1.016, instead of getting down to the 110 or wherever what it was planning for. And I didn't dry hop it because I wanted to taste the malt a bit more than the hop. But it's a very, very tasty beer, and the wife's loving it because I didn't dry hop it. But I'll be definitely brewing that again, but I will help it along in that step mash. There's not much else to say about it. It's a lovely beer. You can see it's lacing and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit early for me to be drinking, but I had to get this video out of the way. Anyway, that's about it. There's not really much else to say about that. As I said, I'll try it again. I'll concentrate on getting the step mash correct, a bit faster between the steps, and that'll be a cracker. That's a cracker now, but I can taste what it'd be like, especially if you used the lager yeast and you made sure to attenuate it down a lot lower. It'd be a very nice, crisp red style RedX lager, I guess. But I used ale yeast in this, as I mentioned before in the video when I made it. And it's still very, very nice. Anyway, that's about it. There's not much else to say. They both turned out extremely well. I'm very happy with them. Maybe for this, if you're not a huge fresh hop head like I am, you could cut down to 30 grams each in the steep and 30 grams each in the dry hop. Or you may not. I actually only dry hopped with this, with the cryo hops, the Lupin 2 or whatever they're called. Because I had both, happened to have both Simcoe and Citra cryo hops to use, and I haven't really used them much. It's probably only the third time I've used Citra and the first time I've used Simcoe. So it was a bit of an experiment, but there is a lovely aroma there. You know, I've heard people say you should mix the cryo with the normal hops. I know there's one thing I have noticed, because that was a big dry hop. I think it might have even been 50 grams of each. 25 grams of the Lupin, of the cryo hops, which equals 50 grams. Now I'm confusing you, aren't I? But as you can see, maybe on the camera, a lot of the times with a big dry hop like that, they get cloudy. But I'm not getting that from these, the cryo hops. Not at all. That's clear as a bell. It's probably not as clear as, it's clearer than it looks on the camera. But it's winter here again and it's cloudy, and the lighting, even though I have a light set up in front of me, it's still terrible inside this house. Power saving lights. They might save power, they just don't light anything. Anyway, cheers. People wanted to see the results. That's them there. I wish I could get a better shot of the red. I just can't get the light right behind it. There's no light behind me, that's probably why. Anyway, cheers. Brew these beers, they're both great beers. As I said, my mate's brewing that one already, because he liked it so much. And he's a very experienced brewer too. So it must be something good about it. And this RedX is great. I might even do it the lager way next time, with the lager yeast. I'm not sure. Anyway, cheers. I nearly forgot. The only other thing I might do for the feral hop hog next time, it doesn't really need it. But if there is a little bit of sweetness there, even though I think it was only 140 gram of crystal in there, I might mash it a little bit lower. But there's no need to. But if you like a drier IPA, probably just mash a little bit lower. Go down, you know, to the lower 60s rather than 65. I think I did this at. Maybe just go a little bit lower. But that's like being very nitpicky to even say that.